Les Brockway here. I thought I'd try my hand at a short video podcast. Maybe I'll do these every now and then. We'll see how this goes. Just bring you a brief thought that I had. And I wanted to talk to you today about elections. Tomorrow, as I record this on a Monday, tomorrow is election day in many states across the country and local elections in various places. And it brings to mind a quote that I came across a few years ago by James Freeman Clark. He said, "A politician thinks of the next election. A statesman thinks of the next generation." And I think we see that a lot. Obviously, politicians have to be concerned about the next election. They have to get elected if they're going to do anything. But, as we think about things, as we think about how government works, what we really want are people who are more concerned about how their votes, how their policies, what bills that they vote on, how they pursue policy. They're thinking more about that next generation than they are about that next election. And I think when I was in the state legislature, you had those votes every now and then where you thought, this might cost me. This might cost me at the ballot box, but I really believe it's the right thing to do, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna vote for this, for or against it, whatever the issue may be. And I think we need a whole lot more of that in politics these days. We need a whole lot more people thinking about that next generation as opposed to that next election. And Yuval Levin, in his book A Time to Build, writes about how too often in many of our institutions, politics being one of them, people view their role not as being a part of that institution and in trying to make that institution work, but rather as a platform for them to do whatever, achieve something and build up something that's whatever it is that's next for them, whether it's running for higher office or a book deal or a podcast or getting on cable news, whatever it might be. And so that kind of changes your behavior. If those are your incentives, then you're going to focus on those things as opposed to what is really important. And I think there's also a scripture in the Bible that relates to this as well. In Philippians 2 verses 3 and 4, it says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or empty pride, but in humility consider others more important than yourself. Each of you should not only look out for your own interest, but also for the interest of others." And I think as we vote, what I would encourage you to do as we vote, 2023, we have elections. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation about national elections coming up. Nobody seems very happy with what are likely to be the choices for president, but here we are. Which candidate for president, as you vote into primary on the Republican side or the Democratic side, who is going to think about that next generation more than the next election? Who is going to put others' interests above their own interests? And I think if we had more politicians who thought that way, more people in public life who thought that way, we'd be a whole lot better off. I think we'd have better policies, and I think we would be a lot less frustrated with how our politics work, because we would understand whether we agree with the decision that a politician makes or not, agree with this vote or that vote, we would at least have confidence that they're coming at it from the right place, that they think that what they're doing is in the best interest of other people as opposed to what's in the best interest of themselves. And anyway, I think that our politics would be a whole lot better off if that were the case more often than not. That's all I have for today, and I appreciate you joining me. We'll see you next time.